I am George Hamilton, and I'm the author of Don't Mind If I Do. Most everything we get in our life comes from within. Like a bank, we have to put it out to get it back, and I believe that. My fictional characters that I'm interested in are really the ones that kind of creating myself, in my life. Each time I tell a story, it's all based on reality, and then when I read it, I have this strange feeling as though, was that me? That couldn't have been me. That was one of those other guys I read about. And in truth, it is me. And life's just become more fiction for me. I was sitting with a friend of mine the other day. He said, people don't always recognize you that easily. I said, you don't get it. I said, it's an energy an actor puts out that says, talk to me or don't talk to me. And he said, no, it's not. You're either on television or you're not. I said, well, watch me. So the next block, New York, there were about 6 people asked me for autographs. The next 5, 6 blocks, no one asked me. And yesterday I was having a hamburger with my little 8-year-old in Johnny Rockets, and I was with my little kid, and he said, Dad, do kids know you? I said, I don't know. So I looked around, and 30 kids off of a teen tour came up and asked for my autograph and took pictures, and I laughed, and I thought, that's an amazing thing. That you are known, and you're not known for something that happened today. It could have been 10 years ago. I asked them, how did you know me? Casper Meets Wendy. I'd forgotten I made it. And I saw Dancing with the Stars. Oh, yeah, okay. I'd done about 80 movies, but none of those were in the mix. So it's really, when people walk up to you in an air terminal, when you're going through, they'll say, oh, I know you, you're, and I'll say, Warren Beatty, and they say, oh, no, not him. Or worse, they'll say, I know you, and I say, George Hamilton, and they say, no, not him. Your desires is your goal to get an Academy Award? Well, they were all wrong. Is your goal to learn your craft? They're all right. If one thing leads to another, as it does, it's in perfect form in progression. I couldn't have done what I can do now 20 years ago, and there are many things I can't do that I wouldn't want to do again. So it's all worked very well for me. It's all the humbling experiences are the ones that make you really grow. I had dinner last night. Was with Olivia de Havilland, and we were in a restaurant the building was built in the 30s. You wouldn't have known it was any different than it was 40 years ago. Except everybody in there looked like they were an extra in a movie that she was appearing as a star in. It didn't look like there were any movie stars there. And then the same places, that's what made Hollywood exciting, Hollywood was filled with stars and people that made your heart go pitter-patter. Now it's more about deal-making and egos and mergers and interest rates, and it's all a different era. The stars were not supposed to be bright businessmen. They were supposed to be glittering ornament that created for people entertainment, and it took them out of their seats and transported them in bad times. It's changed now. What we see on television is such bad times that you don't really want to look at that. And the actors, in their choice of films, if they don't make something that gives hope and humor, then basically you're just seeing the same thing over and over that you'd see on the 11 o'clock news, except they get $20 million a picture for it. I think the one thing I want the readers and fans to take away from this book is sense of humor. A man who's traveled the road, doesn't take himself seriously, always has been the brunt of his own joke, and has pretty good insight on the overall ride I've been through. And I want them to take that away and look at it only as each story as humor, because each story that has humor gives them a kind of feeling as though they were there. It's almost like it happened again. It was for me, because it's fresh every time I tell it. I laugh.